Alrighty then, it's time for a top lane Nunu game. Welcome to hell. If you thought Teemo was a pain in the ass, you've never fought a top lane Nunu. So, in most matchups, he's gonna fuck them up. Mostly, it's just, they can't kill him. It's like Tom right now, sort of. It's where, like, they can try to kill you, but you're just gonna lock the damage, heal yourself back up, or whatever. And Nunu, I love doing this. Just, obviously the teleport cheese with top laners, but because of his consume and because of how much sustain he can get with his passive, I can just go from the camp to top lane. Of course, it doesn't give me too much of an advantage except preserving my teleport just for a little bit longer. Anyways, as far as most matchup goes, pretty much all melee champions will lose to Nunu because the snowball just wrecks their ability to deal damage. They can't do enough damage quickly to Nunu before you get to consume something else. So, you're the only other problem is you're kind of stuck with Nunu after. So if Nunu isn't a good champion against the enemy team, then you're not going to accomplish much. However, you will sandbag the living shit out of top lane. Right now you can see the enemy Renekton is trying to look for the jungler because I guess he's really that pissed off that he can't do anything top lane. He realized, you know what? I could try harassing Nunu, but he's just going to consume something and it's going to be entirely pointless. And me, seeing as he can't do anything until he gets some items, I'm getting a little bit more brave. Now, I hope you watch this. I keep rotating between which ability I use and always try to at least have one of my two abilities, Snowball or Consume, use my passive. When I couldn't no longer keep that up, I finally went back home and bought myself a Glacial Shroud, so Renekton has even less of a chance of doing anything. Like, look, at this point, I can just shoot snowballs at him, and he's going to be pretty much just unable to do anything. If he tries fighting back, I consume. At this point, he's got to use Flash, because I'm going to kill his ass. So now Renekton's out of his flash after going in himself. It was his own engaged, and he had to burn his flash to escape. At this point, I can't get ganked because Renekton will just either die or be shoved away, so it'll be one-on-one versus the Xin Zhao. And Xin Zhao really can't do dick against Nunu. So it's just kind of a battle of attrition right now that Renekton is losing. Again, fighting against top lane Nunu or Nunu in general is like having a catheter. It's just not fun and you're going to have a miserable time. Nunu is one of those champions that says, only one of us gets to play League of Legends today. Renekton isn't playing League of Legends today. So yeah, top lane is pretty much secure. The only thing that could stop me right now is Orianna coming in for a tower dive. Because Xin Zhao coming in is pretty much not going to accomplish anything. I got this tower to run around in. I still have my flash. And for whatever reason, Xin Zhao decides to take half his health in tower damage. So yeah, I'm pretty much safe here. And my teleport's almost coming back up so I can buy yet another item and continue the pressure. So I'm going tank Nunu for this one just to piss off the enemy team. The only... If I were to go damage, it wouldn't really do too much. There's two damage builds with Nunu. One is the AP one, but I figured most of the enemy team is going to stop my ultimate even without trying, so I'm not going to go with that. And the other one is this sort of Sheen auto-attacking build that it's kind of comical, but it doesn't exactly work. So I'm going tanky, but I will be buying an Iceborne Gauntlet so I can super punch these people. Now, the Orianna does have a chance against me, but at the same time, she has to burn so much mana to whittle me down, and I just consume my health back up because I'm maxing out consume first. Now, I get a little bit brave here. I just keep throwing snowballs at her, and then she gets brave too. She just starts auto-attacking me. This means I'm going to get ganked, and that's why Riven is coming up the river. She knows this is happening. For whatever reason, Orianna decides to use her ultimate preemptively right now. Just ult boom, and Xin Zhao walks in. It's a big ass mistake because I get to use my ultimate and preemptively charge it. Xin Zhao could try to stop me, but at this point he just kind of wasted his abilities and ended up dying. He was gonna die regardless, but the Orianna should have just cut her losses there. She screwed up and allowed me to pretty much bait them to their deaths. And then Renekton comes in and kills the Riven anyways. So yay for Nunu. Now, one thing that Nunu kind of does in top lane as well, or in general, is he will usually not get the most impressive scores, but because of his sandbagging and because of his ability to cripple people or just pissed him off and never fucking die. Like, look at this. Like, the Renekton just can't fight back. When he tries, I just eat a minion and heal back the damage. It's like, okay, he's just getting very, very upset. He's probably just cursing his life. So That's what Nunu does. Remember, I mentioned this before, they call him the half and half champion, in which he may not be a really good champion. He may not do too much, but he nullifies somebody else's worth in the game. So while he may suck as a jungler, he'll make someone else suck too. So, like, the Renekton is forced to burn his flash, and it's actually way worse for him because, again, even if he pops his ultimate, even if he has all this stuff, even if I don't have my ultimate, there's no chance in hell he can kill me. So him burning his flash, which is in a long cooldown, is a really big deal, especially if he wants to try to help any other lanes by teleporting to them. Which he ended up teleporting to top lane because he really wants to protect this lane. But again, he just can't do a damn thing. He's pretty much gridlocked at top. It's just a very frustrating existence for him now. And also, just enjoy this. While I'm pretty much preoccupying Renekton top and making him do things, though he kind of marches into his own death right now, I'm able my teammates are able to scour the earth and just do whatever they want. And now that Renekton is dead and there's no teleport to stop me, I can take this top lane without any mana. I'm just going to punch it and occasionally blood boil a minion and take it down. If you play top lane Nunu, you admit you're an asshole. You're a sadist. The best thing about jungle Nunu or Nunu in general for sadist is that you can play him with one hand, because likelihood is you're going to be jacking off with the other one to the enemy's suffering. That's how much of a big asshole you are. So, my teammates are going for Dragon. There's no opposition to them. I'm just pushing top lane. And the enemy team, I would figure, is raging right now. The Orianna is particularly salty as fuck. In fact, at the end of the game, she was just raging and non-stop, telling everybody they were dicks. Here, though, I kind of get a little bit too much into my hubris. I go against the Renekton, and it turns out they're sending an entire Nunu death squad here. It's the NSS, Nunu Secret Squadron or something. I don't know. I was trying to come up with an SS joke. Don't judge me. So I die, and my teammates weren't really able to take too much advantage of having 3 people top lane, so that's sort of a shame. But again, it doesn't matter. The Xin Zhao decides to feed my teammates more food because he decides, his life is not worth living anymore, because he has to deal with a Nunu top lane. So yes, my team definitely has a huge advantage, and while it doesn't look too massive, like it's just it looks 5 kills, we got 5 kills over them, well, it doesn't look too big of a difference. My team has a lot of gold allocated in the right spots. Now watch this. My team fully engages on Renekton. They don't manage to kill him, and they get into a really bad fight because they're very scattered and they get picked off. The enemy team has a lot of CC, and this is what they want. So my team loses this, and meanwhile I'm pushing top casually because, again, I'm fucking Nunu. I don't care about anybody, not even my homies. And for whatever reason, a super low health Renekton decides to teleport in, so I charge up my ultimate, and he eats almost all of it, and then I just sort of bash him. I don't care this tower, so he just fucking gets blown up. Welcome to Nunuland, Renekton. Occupation you. Yeah, cost of admission is your life. So Renekton dies pretty much in the most embarrassing way ever. He probably should have just gone home, gotten home guards, and maybe he would have stood a chance, but instead he decided just to die. And after that, after just realizing I can't really take top tower quickly enough, I'm going to join my homies around mid lane and stuff and actually contribute to fights. Again, Nunu is one of those champions that it's really, really too much effort to try to do anything to him, so it's just kind of let him do what he wants to do. Like, I'll go up to the enemy team and throw snowballs at them, whittle them down, because if they focus me, they're likely putting abilities on cooldown that would be better used on their teammates. Because otherwise, I'm just going to consume anyways, and it will be pretty much pointless. I'm going in for snowballs as much as possible, just trying to whittle them down. And then watch this. This is a very particularly bad mistake the enemy team is going to do. Lucian keeps getting taking some free damage. That's really bad for them. And then Braum, Lucian, and Xin Zhao decide to turn on me. Well, not Braum. Lucian chases after me and tries gunning me down. If I wanted to, I could have probably really hurt him, but Braum and Lucian are focused on me while the rest of my team gets to eviscerate blue team. This is such a huge mistake. They could have stood a good chance of winning if they just ignored me because I was way out of position. I used my ultimate to sort of just deter them from jumping my teammates. If it did damage, it would have been nice. But holy shit, that was dumb. I guess the allure of killing Nunu is huge. He's also got that whole Teemo tanking thing, the global taunt going there. Now, for whatever reason, Lee Sin gives in to his impulse of pressing Q right now. He's going to shoot a Hadouken to one of these homies, and he gives in and pretty much gets destroyed. And then Riven decides to, whatever, just tank the tower to die and still flash. So any advantage we had is pretty much gone. Still, though, as you can see, I'm not going to die anytime soon. I'm just a walking ball of death and cancer. If I get a good ultimate, it will either slow the enemy team down and force all their escapes, or it will annihilate them. As you can see, the enemy team is going for the dragon. They're grouping up. They got a good advantage here, but there's luckily a ward in the dragon pit. And I'm just waiting for the Lucian or somebody important to get in there with all of them. Lucian walks in, he starts gunning in, and as soon as he gets very close, I teleport in because I know I'll either snowball him or trap him. So he's trapped between my ultimate. Right now it costs my ultimate, and it forces Renekton to burn one of his dashes, and Lucian burns his dash for some reason instead of just waiting for the absolute zero to go away, and it proceeds to get them all killed because they can't escape any longer. I don't even know whether Lucian didn't dash over the wall instead of, you joining a lost fight. Either way, they get annihilated, and we straight out go for the Baron. Now again, Nunu won't usually get the most impressive scores, but the amount of pressure he enacts and the amount of nuisance he is in the game is a big fucking deal. Of course, it really helps to have some big-ass carries like Riven, because otherwise you can't carry yourself. You can just sandbag and slow the enemy team down, or make their most important champions just completely worthless. If I get a snowball on the Lucian, you can bet your ass he's not going to do anything. If I can control the Renekton, you can bet your ass he's not going to do anything. Fortunately, at this point, my team can just annihilate the enemy team, and we don't have to do anything. And on my way here, I find myself some delicious chow mein. And I throw a snowball, just punch him, and he just doesn't even bother to fight back. He knows he's got no chance. So there's a Legends out. Anyhow, the game is pretty much done. I don't even gotta explain it anymore. It's just slowly getting to the point where, well, it's already gotten to the point where the enemy team can't do anything. But we're at the point where it's just kind of sad. It's like they have no chance. They're just kind of playing the game out until the very end because either one of them two of them don't want to surrender, or because they have that little speck of hope. But against Nunu, it's okay to be hopeless. He just eats your hope. Every time he consumes something in front of you, it's just eating a bit of your soul. So of course, because my team is no longer afraid of anything, they decide to turret dive pretty poorly, honestly. But eventually we do get the kills as we refresh our cooldowns, or my team is refreshing the cooldowns, and then we just destroy the rest of the towers and inhibitors, and then just finish off the Nexus towers. So that was top lane Nunu. And I gotta say, I love playing it, even though it makes me feel like a gigantic asshole. And if you were to play, just recognize that the only thing you're doing is making one person's life hell. You may not even win the game, but you will guarantee that somebody is going to hate your name from now on. Welcome to Nunuland. Enjoy your motherfucking stay.